Kerr9000'S Game Room.
Hi, it's Kerr9000 and welcome back to my games room. And today I am talking about Everybody Want to Switch, a game which I purposely brought for review. So looking back, some games do get absolutely pummeled before they're even released. But it's not often that a game from a major publisher takes such a hard pounding that even a hardcore porn star would go, sheesh, that's a bit hard even for my liking. In most cases, I'd like to defend games like this and give them the benefit of the doubt. Hey, maybe they're not finished, or maybe they are a lovable gem with rough edges around it, which can gain a cult following. You know, it always seems worthwhile holding on to just a little nugget of hope with these things. I don't like to be a doom and gloom sort of guy. I'd rather keep hold of this nice little bit of hope and think maybe there could be something here. But I suppose right off the bat I should say that it's important for me to tell you that I absolutely hated the first game in this franchise, Want to Switch. I purchased it, played it, instantly regretted it and filed it away in my game console collection as something I'd keep because it was made by Nintendo, whilst also knowing that I would probably never ever play it again. And when I read reports that Everybody Want to Switch had apparently done really poorly in its focus testing, leading to Nintendo to consider scrapping the project altogether, it kind of reassured me that my pre-held conceptions of the original and this potential were true. But yet, skip ahead a bit, and Nintendo went on to surprise and announce Switch was being released shortly at a discounted price. It was at this point I decided that I would purchase the game, not because I had real faith in it, but because I thought someone should give it a fair shake of the stick, and because I figured if the sales figures were super low, then maybe it would end up as a collectible oddity one day. Much like the original Want to Switch, Everybody Want to Switch is a party game which sees you going head to head against another team in a series of minigames. The minigames in this entry are completely new minigames. None of them have come over from the first one, which I guess at least is something. You don't want to see games repeated. The original game though had something like 27 different games in it. And with this being a sequel, you'd expect more, wouldn't you? I mean, who wouldn't? That's usually the way. If a game's a sequel to something, it takes the formula and just adds more and more. No. You'd be wrong here. The game has a total of 17 mini-games. But it's more complicated than that. You see, you can play this game with either Joy-Cons or mobile phones, or a mix of both. And this brings with it a good way to rope more people in if you don't have a lot of Joy-Cons. And it allows for more players than the machine stereotypically would handle. But it also has limitations. 4 of the 17 mini-games can only be played with the Joy-Cons. But then there's another batch of 4 mini-games that can only be played using mobile phones. So yeah, allowing players to join in with phones to inflate the number of players is a good idea, but requiring a phone to play certain games is a bad move in my opinion. I have to admit, I couldn't be bothered to mess with phones, so I didn't bother with those games, and I sampled this game in 4-player mode with each of the players having a Joy-Con and having varied experience levels when it comes to gaming. I've chosen to use footage from the trailer to talk over for this review because it's a really weird game to film your own footage of, and also for the way I feel about this game, I frankly could not be bothered. I need to stop right here and talk about the presentation, or to be precise, to talk about the game's horseman host named Horace, or MC McCunty Bollocks as I'll call him. He's annoying, plain and simple. I can't believe that this is the best host character that the legendary Nintendo could come up with. Nintendo, the people who have brought us a whole host of unforgettable gaming stars. They've brought this character to screen who's so annoying it makes me think that the French might have the right idea as far as it goes to eating horses, as I would personally make Horace the first course on any meal just to be shot of him. I don't want to explain every single game, but I thought I'd go through some of them. There's this game where you pump your controller up and down like this to inflate a balloon, with the aim being to get yours to be bigger than your opponent's balloon, but if you overinflate it, then pop, you lose. It simultaneously reminded me of the shaking a bottle minigame in the Nintendo DS title 52 All-Time Classics, also known as Clubhouse Games, but it wasn't as good. I enjoyed that a lot more because it had a right level of tension. It also sort of reminded me of the bonus stage in the Simpsons arcade game where you race to inflate a balloon that looks like your character's head before the computer or other players do so. There was also this calling down the aliens game where you try to attract a UFO to beam down an alien, and then when the alien comes down, who looks like the classic grey aliens you see in every documentary, who, you know, are often referred to as greys, and you do this by basically like pumping your arms up and waving your arms to the side. And I got a laugh from this, but not because of the game itself, but because it reminded me of this crazy documentary I'd watched about British people who believed that they've been abducted by aliens, including a guy, a politician, who believed he had an alien sort of stepmom guardian angel when he was young, and who was then having an affair as an adult with an alien who came from some form of cat race. The funny thing is I just couldn't keep my mind on Everybody 1-2 Switch, and it's not just that game. During this cooking timed minigame, I found myself slipping into a sort of half coma where I was thinking about episodes of Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares and Hell's Kitchens. I could talk for ages, but I think the real truth is that this game just didn't grip me, and my mind did all kinds of crazy gymnastics just to try and keep itself from going to sleep. Do I think there's a market for this game? I guess. I think the market would either be for 6-year-olds' birthday parties or for some kind of club to buy it as something to occasionally use with large groups of people, or for extremely pissed people to play. I think if you're a massive drunk or high or both, then you could probably get something out of this, otherwise avoid it. I spent $21.65 or thereabouts on this game, and now I've spent that, what's this game going to do? It's going to line the bottom layer of my drawer in the serious hope that one day this thing is worth a mint, so I can either brag that I own it or sell it for money to get drunk with. I do not like ranting about games and basically calling them poo, but this game has really driven me to it. The only bright side is that by the time I was done with this tripe, I realised that Nintendo had dropped a demo of Pikmin 4. I couldn't get off this demo of Pikmin 4. It was amazing. I played it and played it and played it, and it just totally took the bad taste of this crap out of my mouth. To the degree I would have happily have paid £20 for the demo of Pikmin 4 rather than have paid it for this full retail game. Anyway, it's Kerr9000 signing off, saying thank you for watching my video, even though it's been a particularly ranty one. I hope you take care of yourself and each other. Laters, taters.
A Squaffy Bear production.
Hi, it's Kerr9000, the Chrome-Faced Man. I'd just like to say thank you for making it to the end of my video. I've got lots of stuff on my channel, my horror house doing horror reviews, games room doing games, sci-fi station. It's absolutely chock-a-block full. I can also be found on the Retro Gamer U forum, which is full of great people, great laugh. At the end of this video there's going to be some little icons to tick if you want to subscribe, a link to one video, a link to a playlist. I'd also like to recommend the wonderful, talented Just Jessica, who does cosy games like Dreamlight Valley and is my supportive partner. Thank you ever so much once again for watching my video, and particularly if you follow me, thank you for all your support, and have a great rest of your day.